Bienvenue. Today, I want to teach you 2 different progressions for the cheek gainer and give you a bunch of little tips on the nuances of this trick that make it easier to learn and easier to perform. Let's get started. Our first progression is going to take the scoot pop flash and turn it into the scoot swing cheek gainer, which is what I just showed you. So the big things we're going to need to understand is the scoot setup. So getting in that stag position, pushing forward, and switching your body weight. That said, we want to end our scoot in this position right here. This is the eagle position. Much of our swings and much of from the cheek gainer, the gainer switch, the cork, the double cork, they all start from this position right here being the eagle. And from here we just swing into the cheek gainer. The big thing I see people not recognizing is when we swing, we have to stop ourselves about at the 90 degrees and then carry that momentum into the rest of the trick. So when we do our scoot, push everything forward and put a lot of weight on that support leg so that way we can do a nice swing into the cheek gainer. So when we first start, it's gonna look something like this. Notice how I just barely touched my foot down. Now, I'm gonna do that same thing, but I'm gonna try and swing straight through. Now, when we first learn the cheek gainer, it's probably going to be a little slow, a little clunky, look something like this. It is taking those movements and making them smooth while also adding power that takes that cheek gainer to this cheek gainer. Our second progression is going to be the swing hyper round. So when I do a hyper round kick, I start in my backside stance. I'm gonna throw that kick up and then switch my legs to land on the kicking leg. Now I'm gonna do that same thing, but instead of starting in a backside stance, I'm gonna start in an outside stance and try and kick the same target while doing a little bit of a swing motion beforehand. Now I'm gonna take that same thing, that swing hyper round kick, I'm gonna slowly add inversion over time. So this one's gonna have very little flip, like the first one I showed you. Now I'm gonna look at the ground a little bit more, lean my chest back just a hair, and add a little bit more flip to that same technique. That was almost like an aerial, almost like a butterfly kick. Now I'm gonna do that same exact thing, but I'm gonna try and push it backwards. So trying to spot the ground over my shoulder instead of looking at the ground the entire time. And that is the standing swing gainer. Now to make that into a nice clean cheek gainer, we're just going to do something called the pivot step. I'm gonna start in the backside stance, step forward and turn into that eagle position. And from that eagle position, I can just swing to complete the cheek gainer. Being able to generate a little bit of power from that initial hop into it is gonna go a long, long way to making it nice, strong, and controlled. The most important thing when doing the cheek gainer is the legs. If our legs are not doing their job, it's gonna be really hard to do the cheek gainer. So the technique is not too crazy. We start in that eagle and then we swing into the next trick or into that cheek gainer. That base leg, the leg that's on the ground, is doing such an important job. It is absorbing the swing energy, redirecting it and pushing upwards. Now I'm not doing a giant squat jump off this leg. I'm trying to keep it relatively tight and just slightly bent, so that way I can absorb and redirect the energy back upwards. And as I'm doing that, this back leg is swinging to about 90 degrees. If I overswing, it doesn't really give me that much power. But if I stop my swing leg right around here, it lifts me up and gives me a little bit of backwards flipping momentum that we then use for the cheek gainer. So if we can understand what our legs need to do from being strong and stable on that plant leg and swinging that other leg nice and strong, it'll be easy to do a cheek gainer. when doing a cheat gainer. The swing of the leg is just as important as the swing of the arms. Now note, same thing with the arms. If I swing my arms all the way over my head, I don't get that much power. I want to end my arms right around 90 degrees, right about here, so that way I can translate that power into the cheat gainer. Our leg and our arms need to swing together instead of doing a arm leg or a leg arm. They need to work together and work with the same timing to give us the backwards flipping momentum we need to do a cheat gainer. The cheat gainer cannot happen from a slow swing. When we swing our leg, it needs to be fast, strong, and controlled, so that way we channel that energy into the cheat gainer. If I swing my leg and my arm super slow, that doesn't give me much power. I need to swing it faster and faster to get the power I need to fully invert to do a cheat gainer. It is not a slow swing and stop, it is fast. And the speed of the swing will matter so much with the power of the cheat gainer. It might seem counterintuitive, but when we do a cheat gainer, we actually need to swing with our chest up and not lean our chest back. If we just totally lean backwards as we do that swing motion, we're not going to generate any power and any lift. It is a swing with the chest up, kind of looking forward, that allows us to put the backwards flipping energy into the cheat gainer. Notice when I do this cheat gainer, my chest is not leaning super far back. I'm keeping it up while I'm doing that swing, and then once I leave the ground, I'll arch my body to check out where my landing position is. It is far better to be able to control one's axis than it is to get the gainer on the perfect axis. There is no perfect axis when it comes to tricking or when it comes to any individual trick. It is all something we need to be able to control and shift so that way we can move through different axes very comfortably. So I can do a cheat gainer that is very flat, very almost completely inverted. Now I'm going to do that same thing, add a little bit more lean. Not much, but just a little bit more inversion. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to kick it all the way back over my head with the same axis as a backflip. Like I said, there is no perfect axis. It is being able to control one's axis that makes the progression in tricking far easier and far more fun. There is no perfect, just control over our movement. Cheat gainer is a green belt trick. When I teach it, it's about as difficult for people to learn as the 540 kick. That said, depending on someone's background, it might be way harder or way easier. If someone has a background in soft acrobatics or gymnastics, the cheat gainer is going to come far more naturally than the 540 kick, even though they're about the same difficulty. Our background determines kind of how difficult something is more than the thing itself most of the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions on the cheat gainer or any of the other tricks that I've covered in the Bell series, please leave them in the comments down below. I'm happy. I'm always liking to get back to people and have their questions answered, because as the tricks get harder, the knowledge matters so much more for injury prevention, and asking a question can often prevent an injury later down the line. Thank you guys for watching. Have a lovely day. Do good things.